Friends, welcome from the long Easter holiday. I hope it was refreshing and fruitful. Today I'm going to talk about a letter that is supposed to have been written by President Museveni addressing himself about the corruption in his cabinet. Well, I don't know, I cannot confirm with certainty the authenticity of that letter, but I have reasonable ground to believe that it is authentic. And in any case, even if the letter is not there, still, this is a matter that we need to delve into its roots so that we can conclusively deal with the situation that we are faced with. The Banyankore have a saying, and this I throw back to President Museveni because he loves those sayings so much, but learns so little from them. They say, kwoyebohechere oba noyorecherera ori omugongo, which means that when you steal with your child strapped in your back, you are teaching that child to do the same. In the letter, Museveni says that corruption is subversion, and that in some instances, like those that stole the iron sheets meant for the Karachuna, the cattle rustlers, it is a question of national security. So I would wish to say that all corruption is a serious compromise of national security. And indeed that these people take cue from the top leader. We all remember that President Museveni took a bribe from a Chinese that was seeking contracts in the United Nations, a paltry $500,000. He and Alpha Conde and his Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sam Kutesa, we all know this case. I think I don't need to elaborate much on it. Now, the difference is that Alpha Conde was eventually kicked out of power by his own people because of such kind of shameful activities. In Uganda, we have found no courage to take him on. So, if a president can take a bribe, what do you expect of ministers? And to add insult to injury, he then organized theatrical marches against corruption. You remember his march in Kampala on World Corruption Day. I think it was either 2019 or 2020. And what does he say? He tells his ministers, one of whom brought him the bribe, seated in front of him, and he says, I monitor you, I know what you do, but I don't have the evidence to arrest you. First, since when did it become the mode of operation that in Uganda, the institutions investigate and arrest? When did it begin? Because we all know how the system works. They arrest and then start shopping around for charges. But when it comes to the thieves surrounding him, the thieves in his group, they investigate, and in most cases, they will even never find the evidence to pin them. But here we have thieves that have acknowledged that they actually shared stolen property. And they are still investigating. Now, these were not ordinary iron sheets that maybe these people thought, oh, it came from I don't know where. They were clearly marked that these are iron sheets meant for Karamoja. So why have they not been arrested? Now you write to your prime minister so that the prime minister does what? It's the prime minister to write to you, to inform you, and wait for further directions. Now you are writing to the prime minister saying, oh, I am waiting for what? You are the political leader. So why would you wait for CID to finish its investigations so that you take political action? CID is not dealing with a political question, they are dealing with a criminal question. So take political action, but you cannot. We remember that Judge Katus, when he was still in the anti-corruption court, said that, quite rightly, that it's only the small fish that are fed into the meat grinder. The large fish are always left scot-free to swallow the small fish. And you remember when you were opening this parliament, you said you would not include the children of the poor in your cabinet because the children of the poor are thieves, according to you. So where have these thieves come from? Because at least the children of the poor were not included. So this actually proves that it is you, the rich, that are stealing from the poor and then blaming the poor for thieving. In the same letter, you talk about bribes and how it is cheap popularity. But you are the chief dispenser of bribes, of envelopes. You are the person that has introduced the monetization of politics in our country. Just look at the amount of money you use in elections. You have poisoned the public mind that for any politician to get into a position, they must bribe people. And then you turn around and call that subversion. So you are the chief subversive element in our country. But I don't blame you because that's who you are, a thief. And you despise us. You despise Ugandans. You despise Ugandans not because you are powerful, but because we are fearful. You treat us with contempt because we have chosen to be cowards. And that is where the main problem is. That when a thief knows that he or she will come and take your things and you will keep quiet, then you have invited them to finish everything. The Karamajong today are going through a very tough time. The environment, the climate is hostile to them. The military is burning their homes. Villages, entire villages are being, arrested. Earth-scorched policy is being used against people that are faced with a severe drought. Their crops are being destroyed. Their animals are being stolen. Even in Kampala, the iron sheets are being stolen. But Ugandans have not yet really put aside all their trivial considerations to come and fight for the national interest. Fellow Ugandans, the ball is not in the hands of the despot. It is in our court. They have done all the indignities that they can do because there is no new crime that they are committing. It's the same old crimes. Maybe the scale is what is different. Therefore, the situation, we cannot count on them to somehow, see the light on their way to Damascus. It is us now to take the bull by the horns, like I normally say, and decide what to do with them. When Alpha Conde ashamed his citizens, they did the needful. What are we waiting for? Why must we always lament? And maybe also to tell the despot, don't worry. even if the others have chosen to sleep and hold their noses, thinking that by holding their noses and closing their eyes, the stench will somehow go away. Some of us are determined to clean the place. And rest assured that we will take action against you. We are not sleeping. So those who really want to see sanity prevail, please brace yourselves, prepare yourselves, and we take on these thugs, these pirates in power. Thank you very much.